Well, hey artist friends, good to see you in the art room again. All right, so we've already tackled traditional mixed colored pencil, right? Good old colored pencil layering in our drawing. Let's talk about another way that we could add some value in this mixed media exploration, wrapping up our perspective drawing, and that's to do some pen and ink work. Okay, so let's look at our Z over here. Okay, I've got my Sharpie pen or skinny Sharpie, whichever you prefer to work with. Don't use the chunky ones. Don't use the thicker tip Sharpies. It just doesn't look as good. You lose that shading detail with it. Okay, so you use the skinny fine point one. All right, and we're gonna shade our Z here. Now let's see, we've got our light source coming, so these ends would be light. These would probably be like my middle somewhere in here, and this would be my dark. Okay, now I actually like to use the ruler when I'm doing like basic. I'm gonna do a hatch line here. So if I'm doing something like hatching or cross hatching, I like to use the ruler so I can get really tight, skinny lines on the shading, and it looks really kind of like perfectionist. I love that. I love that tight look. Now you don't have to though. You could absolutely freehand this, right? Go back to any of the techniques from our portraiture project, right? You could use scumble. You could use oh my goodness, you could use you know, hatching like I'm doing here, parallel lines. Okay, you could use cross hatching. You could use stipple. I'm going to do a stipple, I think, on one of the mannequins too. So there are lots of different ways that you can use the pen and ink technique to create that value. Okay, as I get to the kind of split part in the Z here, just going to make sure that I'm not drawing through anything I don't want to. Oops, I forgot that little line down there. And so I'm going to have these really close hatch lines that create the dark side of my Z here. I'll have further away lines or further apart lines that create the light side, and then kind of meet somewhere in the middle. And I'm going to change directions on these hatch lines too for different planes of the letter. Now I personally just like the look of it with the ruler, but you could absolutely, because I don't have a very steady hand, but you absolutely could just freehand it as well. Everybody kind of finds something that works for them technique-wise. Okay, and like here I'm just going to freehand an extra one on the end. There we go. So there's the dark side. For the light side, I'm going to change the angle, and let's go really light. I'm going to pause here for a moment. Sorry guys, I was just doing a video record. Yo, is that yours, honey? Yeah. Perfect. Great. You're all set. Go right on over. Sorry about that, ladies and gents. Okay, and then we're going to continue on the angle. Okay, so that's going to be my light. And then we'll figure out something for the middle. Happy medium, happy in between. Okay, so let's maybe go opposite here. And it won't be as tight a line as the dark. We want to leave more space, but we definitely want it to feel more like a middle value. So I think something maybe more like that. And I'm just going to keep these as even and parallel as possible. Like I said, I don't have a very steady hand, so I like to use the ruler, but to each their own. You know, if I want to get a little bit fancier here, maybe I'll get these guys a little bit closer as it disappears and goes into this little like kind of crook of the Z. kind of build those up closer. All right, that looks cool. And then we'll continue on with these on the lower side, and these will be my middle. Here you're getting a nice sense of form, right? Again, we just want to get a sense that these are three-dimensional objects, and because of that, when we shade them, light is going to affect them differently, and also depending on what media we use. May need to put a couple extra in there just to make it more middle than light. There we go, and then we'll do a little one over here. Excellent. All right, and I'm going to stop there for a moment, and then we'll do a little more with stippling. Hello, Bradley Rock Room. I'm good. Yeah. Kaylin, yeah. Well, she's allowed to if she wants to come, but I thought she was going to lunch today. She didn't come see me in class to say that she needed to come during her 6A or 6B. She may have, because I was dropping off work at Alexander Sutton, but that was like, I mean, that was like 10 minutes ago. I mean, you know, like that was a while ago. So no, I did not see her at my room, or at least she may have stopped by my room, but then she may be using that as an excuse to wander around because, yeah, yep, okay. Thanks, yep, bye-bye. And I'm back. Let's say I want to shade this mannequin. Now not using, still working with pen and ink, but not using the hatch, but I could use a stipple technique, right? So if my light source is shining in from here, I would still have my dark to light value, except now with the stipple, I would be focusing on just creating that illusion of form using that dotting technique. And I would still be giving focus to each part of the mannequin as I go to shade it, right? I wouldn't be just, you know, shading over the whole. I'd be really looking at each individual part to give it really good form and really consider, what do I imagine that light source might look like shining in, and how do I think it would affect the different parts of the mannequin. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video here. Let me finish up stippling this and we'll take a look at it. And we're back. Excellent. So you can see here how we've used stippling, okay, to start creating that 3D volume according to the light source. So these tend to have a sense of space, a sense of belonging. All right, let's explore our third possible medium that we can combine on our mixed media perspective. Watercolor pencil. See you at the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.